call Matt any love.
Does this mic work?
Hello?
What are we doing? What are we doing?
You're listening to the only podcast that admits they might know what they're talking about.
Sounds like something a guy in a van would tell me.
This is We Might Know Sports.
I love you! Come on!
With Kevin,
Don't listen to Steffan and his stuff.
Stefan,
Fuck Philly.
and Corey.
I hope everyone has a ball.
We like sports and we don't care who knows.
I want winners. I want people that want to win.
There's a no-hitter right now, bottom of the seventh. Oh, never mind. No longer a no-hitter.
Wow!
That's why we took the damn field. Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook.
I said Sam Darby. Sam Darby for Heisman.
Sam Darnold?
Darnold. Whatever his name is. Ronald.
Say his name right if you're on this damn show.
The ceiling is the roof. Let's make it happen. It's time!
And here we go.
Wait. Trubisky sucks.
When I get weak or I'm tired.
Oh, rock it out today. A little caught me off guard a little bit.
I liked it.
I wasn't complaining one bit. You know,
Sometimes,
Facebook doesn't like it, so.
yeah.
yeah.
Sometimes, believe it or not, I like to break up the monotony of my topic session.
Do you really?
Yes.
What's your number one go-to?
If I'm breaking it up.
Yeah. Like, just band.
Band?
Yeah. I mean,
Probably Nirvana.
Nirvana. I don't really listen to a lot of Nirvana.
I was a big Kurt Cobain fan in no. Well, it would have been middle school.
Yeah, it's a long time ago.
Yeah.
Well, here we are. Another week. Another couple dollars.
Who's got dollars? I don't.
I lacking in the dollars as well. Episode 109. Coming in hot. Things are ramping up.
Towards college basketball.
I'm
Can't
feeling it.
believe. We're almost a month away.
NFL is dipping. It was pretty much out. It was our first Sunday without it in a while.
But AFA.
Let's go college basketball.
To be fair, AB brought it back in the light for a minute.
Yeah. That's why, NFL disappears, but it never
No,
really
it never
Well-
really disappears.
Well,
It's always there.
Cleveland started it, and then.
Oh, yeah, Cleveland did start it.
That's why we're talking NFL.
I didn't even know about that because I was so busy yesterday, and then I got a text, and they were like, somebody was like, "Oh, Cleveland Browns are just going all out this year," and I was like, "What do you mean?" It's like, what the fuck are you talking
I actually
about?
haven't talked to Matt in quite a while, and I called him yesterday specifically to tell him, okay, now you have your keeper back if you want him.
But he's still gonna be. I mean,
But he's still
It's-
thinking that it might be worth keeping him, even if he misses the whole year,
Yeah.
because the following year, it would be like to protect him from anyone else having it.
Oh yeah, I don't.
But I was like, but you still have luck, like fourth. That's still probably better.
Yeah, we'll see what he does.
You got choices, Matt. You
Got choices. Got choices.
Good position to be in, especially coming off of a championship. So
Don't remind the stuff.
That was a cheap jab right there.
you can't win every year.
I can win every year.
It's his league. He'll cry if he wants.
My league, I make the rules.
Apparently, you go as the Eagles go. That's what we found out.
All right.
So he's never gonna win a tournament again.
All right, moving on. What do we got here? Kevin's question of the week. Will the Patriots tie the Bills' record of 4 straight Super Bowls? Was our question last week. We got a resounding no, it looks like, on there.
It was 7 votes, so
7 votes. So probably, 1 vote yes?
no 2.
2 votes yes. A lot of Patriots haters out there. A lot of Buffalo
Including
Bills
you.
lovers out there.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I mean, it's just such a
having
hard.
said that, we just said last week that we all thought the Colts and the Chiefs would really give them a run.
Well, I know that's why everybody's saying.
I know.
I was just trying to, I thought maybe more people would pick Patriots, but they are the.
I mean, all honesty, 30% chance of making your fourth straight Super Bowl is pretty damn high.
Well,
The chances really aren't that high, I don't think.
oh no, they're much lower than that. But I mean, the fact that they got to 3 in a row, and they're already 3/4 of the way there.
Yeah.
Just gotta go one more time.
Yeah, if we want to do numbers, yeah, you're 75%.
And unlike the only other team that has gone 4, they actually won a few.
Yeah.
2 of them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but unlike the other team too, they actually have the greatest quarterback ever.
Well, Jim Kelly was.
Well,
He's not the greatest.
I mean, you said it
I don't
yourself.
want to hear about your 11th GOAT.
You
Jim
said
Kelly
it
was the
yourself,
GOAT.
though. I mean, they
The
didn't-
Bills GOAT. That's about all he's got going for him. All right.
I don't even know if he'd be the Bills GOAT, honestly.
Thurman Thomas, the Bills GOAT.
Possibly Bruce Smith.
Oh, Brucey. Probably Bruce.
Andre Reed.
Sure, solid.
It's probably Bruce or Kelly. And probably Bruce wins on most people's list because he went after he left the Bills. He was still successful.
What about the Juice?
Ugh. That's true too.
Juice just gets lost because
Yeah, but he was so fucking good.
I don't care. It's the stuff. It's just like Pete Rose, the shit you do afterwards or during. Like it's just.
Well,
I don't
to
know.
be fair,
What is OJ
Pete Rose was
for that?
during.
But some other people don't. You
Huh?
can't forget.
Pete Rose was
Okay.
during. It wasn't after.
No, that's what I said. I
Yeah.
said before, or I meant during or after.
I mean, when you bet on your own team,
So what? I'm just confused. What is forgivable by the fans these days?
I
not
don't.
much.
We can forgive OJ, and lots of people consider him one of the greatest ever, Hall of Famer. But Barry Bonds maybe used steroids and fuck him, and he is the GOAT.
Here's the other thing: is that
Roger
OJ was never
Clemens.
convicted. That's the problem. There's the whole. Trust me, I'm on the
Which
same
time?
page you're on.
He was
I don't
convicted
think
the
for a
first time,
second that he didn't do
or
it.
the second time, with the whole guns and stuff.
I mean, steroid use compared to murder is 2 totally different things, in my opinion.
Well,
my opinion.
Well, that's
all-
the same thing
One
as,
fan to another.
well, that's the same thing
Yeah.
as people forgiving Mike Vick for his dogfighting ring, or all these other guys
Pete
that are
Rose.
beating their girlfriends.
Pete Rose
But
gambling.
nobody can forgive Colin Kaepernick for kneeling to the flag.
No one can forgive Pete Rose. Well, baseball hasn't. At least
Right.
everyone else
Yeah,
is.
Pete Rose gambling to me is the most ridiculous.
Yeah.
The all-time hit leader isn't in the Hall of Fame. Really? The all-time home run leader won't be in. So what are we doing here, baseball? Get it together.
Moving on to this question of the week. Will LeBron miss the NBA playoffs this year? Do we have any votes yet?
2.
2 votes. I'm going to guess that they are both. Will LeBron
Yeses.
miss? I'm going to guess they're both no's.
Well, they're both yeses. So.
LeBron haters out there.
I'm gonna vote yes.
I think the team is gonna be against LeBron for the rest of the year.
I think the mileage is catching up to LeBron. This is the first time in a while I've seen him miss so much time. I think he's getting old. He needs Anthony Davis. The Lakers do, not him. The Lakers need him.
Well, he doesn't. He just needs another star player. It doesn't even have to be Anthony. He just needs somebody else.
Yeah,
he
but
can rely
the
on.
Lakers need a young star that's going to take them for a while. So they need something like that. They don't need an old star.
I don't know. I still think that he'll find a way to get at least the 8 seed the West.
Maybe he just the last month just really gives.
I mean, can LeBron really
everything.
not carry them to an 8 seed?
I don't know. They might be that bad.
Where are they at right now?
Are they a 10 seed right now, Kevin?
Hold on. Sorry. I was working on the top
No, it's all right.
25.
We
Oh, you're
got
fine. I got it. They are.
I think they
10.
are like
The 10.
3 games out. Two games out.
They're in a battle with the other LA and with Sacramento.
Yeah.
I don't. The Clippers are trying to lose right now on purpose. We all know that.
But at the same time, you got to think like the Lakers with LeBron in were what, like top 4, top 5?
I only see two teams really three. It's a 3-way fight for that 8 seed.
And then LeBron went out, and then what happened? They dropped.
Yeah.
LeBron's back now, right?
Mm-hmm. He's back.
So I don't see.
They
any
beat
reason
Boston, and then they got blasted by Philly.
Philly's new look Philly.
Hasn't lost since.
2 games, but yeah.
A small sample size, but they look good. They beat Denver, and they beat a Lakers team who just went into Boston and won.
Mm-hmm.
And they made the Lakers look bad.
Real bad.
The Lakers might be bad. I don't know.
I think LeBron will be able to get them at least into the playoffs. I don't see any reason why. I mean, if they can't beat out the Clippers, the Kings, Spurs.
In my opinion, they're fighting with the Kings and the Timberwolves for that spot.
We'll see. I think Lakers are in. They'll either get a 7 or 8 seed.
Timberwolves have been hurting because Wiggins has been out. But once they get him back, they should make a little go at it. Anyways, we aren't even on NBA talk.
We're not. But
we can
jump
be.
right into NBA talk.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Keep going.
Yeah, we'll go with it.
Just go right down the line.
Yeah.
Go ahead. What you got for us?
Like Russell Westbrook make a little history.
Yeah, how many in a row? 10?
10.
Beating Oscar? Or, no, Wilt Chamberlain, excuse me. Wilt Chamberlain had 9.
And Russ is not a favorite to win the MVP this year.
Despite maybe going 3 seasons with a triple-double in a row?
Paul George, though, his teammate, is starting to get a little intrigue.
Yeah, well, I remember a few weeks ago I said I thought it was between Harden and Paul George. Now people want to jump on that wagon.
I mean, is it that crazy to argue Russell Westbrook is the best point guard in the league?
No.
Just remember, people didn't want to play with him, supposedly.
Yeah. And I mean,
Paul George is his first
look what he's doing for Paul George.
Yeah, Paul George is the first guy who wants to. And they, by the way, when he got that 10th triple-double, Paul George also got a triple-double that night, making them the 3rd duo ever to have triple-doubles in one game. LeBron James and Lonzo Ball actually were the 2nd duo, and they just did it last year. It's not a common feat.
They did it like this season, last year.
Yeah, well, they had to because this is LeBron's first.
I know. That's why I was confused the way you said that.
Yeah. This season, but last year.
So whenever I consider like last year, I think of like last season.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm talking about sports.
Excuse me. But Russell Westbrook is the best point guard?
I mean, I would build a team around him. I don't think he's. I really don't. I think he's.
So let's break it down since we have a little time. What is his competition for the best point guard? Like, who else is
you got
in the
Steph,
argument?
You got Kyrie.
Personally, for me, I got Chris Paul. But,
Chris Paul.
and that doesn't go much beyond that. Not really.
Yeah, that's about it.
There was a time in the league where like everyone had a great point guard, and I feel like it's diminished. Now it's really important to have a good 3 that can do everything. That's super versatile.
I just feel like Russ is, out of all those point guards, the only one that can really do it all. Like,
yeah,
he gets the rebounds. I mean,
they are all good.
Steph and Kyrie aren't getting.
They're all good at their own
rebounds.
thing. They're all pretty much the best at one thing. You got Russell, who's the best at getting the rebounds, and he's the most athletic by a long shot. Yeah. Then you got Kyrie, who easily has the best handle in the league, and he's the best finisher. Steph Curry, best shooter. It's just not even a question. Best shooter in the whole league.
Right.
And Chris Paul's the best defender by a long shot at point guard. It's just, what would you want to start a team around? Chris Paul probably, even though he's older than the other ones, is also has the highest IQ. Probably can run a team a little bit better than the other ones, but their offensive skill level is much better than his. The other
I would
three.
say Chris Paul's probably the more like prototypical what you want out of a point guard.
Yeah, because he's not a scoring point guard per se. He can score.
Right. He's going to do what he's supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to like. Not that I really think that the other guys are selfish in any way, but they do.
Well, yeah, and we know Chris Paul's not, because he's letting James Harden run the show these days.
Fun fact.
It's crazy how far John Wall has fallen, by the way, because at one point he was in this conversation.
Yeah.
He's done. Kemba Walker is slowly trying to inch into it, but.
What's that fun fact, Kev?
Fun fact. Westbrook is now third all-time on the career triple-double list with 127, just 11 away from Magic Johnson, who made the news this week too. And
Oscar has 182?
181. So
damn. Pretty close off the top of my head.
Mm-hmm. And the Thunder are 9-1, while he's averaging 19.7, 13.2 rebounds, and 13.8 assists in those 10 games. Pretty nifty.
Do you think Russell's going to have the record when he's all said and done?
For triple doubles?
Yeah. He's a little less than 50. No, a little less than 60 away.
How old is he?
It's got to be like
60 is a lot, though, still to get.
Late 20s, early 30s.
Yeah. Because I think he only played 1 year in college, 1 year at UCLA.
Actually, he came out at the same time.
He came out with Kevin Love. They were both on the same team.
I was going to say, did he get drafted at the same time that Kevin Durant got drafted, or were they different years?
I think that's
probably different years.
I think they were different.
So they're probably both first-round picks.
When did James come in? Those were the three that the Thunder built. Were they all different years?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, because didn't Durant get...
Durant was first.
Yeah, wasn't he?
I think Harden's the youngest of the three.
I think so too.
Out of Arizona State.
Because I'm pretty sure Harden is 27 or 28. Westbrook's probably close to 30. And Durant's over 30.
If only we had a way to look these things up.
If only.
Kevin Durant making some waves. Did we talk about that last week? Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah.
Durant
we actually watched some of his little media outlet thing.
30. Russell is 30.
They're both 30?
Yeah. And James is 29.
Damn. They're pretty close in age. Well, Speaking of Russ and James Harden, Michael Jordan doesn't think too much of their statistical streaks that they got going on. He said it's still harder to get 6 titles than to do what Harden and Westbrook are doing. What do you think? Salty or true?
I mean, is it harder to get 6 titles though? Like now or
then too?
Because who is it that has? What was it? Bill Russell has what, like 10?
11.
11?
One is a coach, by the way.
Okay, well he has 10 then as a player.
Either way.
Yeah, so they drafted Durant second in 2007, Russell Westbrook fourth in 2008.
So, and then Harden had to be 2009. And I think he was drafted third.
They just fucking stacked picks. So that's a 9. Pick third. So that is second, third, and fourth pick in consecutive years. And they all turned out to be studs.
They hit, like, they're 3 of the top 5 players in the league.
And they right now have only one of them.
And they went to 1 championship as a unit. and they got smoked by Miami. I think they got swept.
Yeah, it wasn't good. I mean, it's not like he did all 6. I don't know. I mean, just getting 6 NBA titles.
I'm going to be honest. I think he's.
I mean, LeBron's at what, 3?
I don't think he's salty, but I think a big part of Michael Jordan thinks that how these players are scoring in this new age defense that the league has to do, and these streaks, that all these statistical streaks that they go on. I think he sees the league now and is like, I could do all that easy, because you aren't allowed to touch me. And I think that's where it comes from. I think that's why he doesn't think much of these. Not that he doesn't think they're not good, but I just think he feels he's way better than all these guys because of the physicality that he had to play through. The only counter argument that I keep hearing is, okay, you had to play through physicality, Michael Jordan, but name the next best 2 guard in your era. A lot of people say Byron Russell. He's not even a Hall of Famer. So and Jeff Hornacek, not a Hall of Famer.
I hate arguing like different eras. I mean,
so he played. There was a lot of good players in his era and a lot of Hall of Famers, which is always the counter. But if you break down who was actually guarding him, they weren't good players.
I also think that maybe the defense is a little softer, like they can't do as much defensively. But I mean, we know that as time goes on, people get way more athletic. I mean, the game is way more athletic than it was then. Maybe not as physical as it was then, but I think that people are faster now. People are jump higher.
My only problem with that argument is because of me being an aficionado of a different sport. Is everyone says that about all the sports, then why has it not happened in boxing? Why are all the boxers of old way better than the new ones? Like, it's not even, and everyone agrees. What happened? Why is Muhammad Ali way better than everyone? Why is Floyd Mayweather good for this era, but everyone admits that if they put him in the old with Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran, he can't win. So what happened? How did boxing athletes get worse? Is my opinion.
I think that's different though, because I don't when I think of boxing, you're not trying to outrun somebody. You're not trying to outjump somebody. I'm not saying that they're not athletic. They're obviously athletic. I'm not going to sit here and argue that I'm more athletic than a boxer.
No, I'm just saying it's a weird fact.
But I just feel like boxing is different.
Digressed
because you're just so close to each other. I couldn't even.
My guess is what you just said is it's not so much that the athletes aren't just as good. It's that it became all about being athletic. Mm-hmm. And now coaching is worse. So all those old school fighters knew all the they were all Tim Duncans.
Right.
But now you got a whole bunch of LeBron James just winging it because they're so talented.
And they don't worry about technique.
Right.
They just go out there. And
so we all know that if you throw that in with a technical fighter like Ali, he's going to wash you.
Right.
That would be my guess for that sport. But I do think it's just odd that a lot of the view is boxing has digressed and everyone talks about all the other sports are getting better. But are they? I don't know. Because I think Michael Jordan has argued the same fact. The fundamentals of all these players are gone.
Oh, yeah, sure. But, I mean...
Do they make up for it in athleticism?
You can make up for the fundamentals.
Is Tim going to be the last one we saw? Do you think? That's that fundamental?
No, you're going to get some that'll come through. I mean, there's always those... Every once in a while, you'll get one that comes through. But you definitely, it's going to be far and few between, I think. I don't think you're going to see a lot of them. I mean, even with Tim Duncan, I mean, how many were really along with him? How many can you think of?
I don't know. The only other one I thought that was pretty fundamental was Dirk in that era. I know he's still around and talking like he's not there, but he's just not the same.
He's actually passed away. R.I.P. Dirk. Evan, do we have a new Power 5 for you?
I would hope at this point.
Are you ready?
I need something to ramp me up right here.
All right. Well, this totally will.
Energy's low. You got 2 beers down. Energy's still low.
I feel grab my last. I should have just grabbed one. I don't know why I was thinking.
let's just review quickly last week's, which was Milwaukee 1, Boston 2, Golden State 3, OKC 4, and the Sixers at 5.
I feel like a jump's coming,
Oof.
and I feel like a drop is coming.
You would think, wouldn't you? So
Never get inside the mind of Kevin, though.
yeah,
Nor would you want to.
Don't. It's a scary place to live.
the number 5 team on this week's Power 5 is 7-3 in the last 10. So winners of 5 straight, working their way into my top 5, I believe, for the first time, maybe second time ever, seeing how I've only had 3. We'll go with the Toronto Raptors, second place in the Eastern Conference.
Didn't they just have a shaky win against Boston or against Brooklyn?
Yeah, but they're streaking right now.
Yeah.
Brooklyn.
Shout out to Will Ferrell.
Brooklyn. You know he's doing a podcast now as anchor, as Ron
I
Burgundy.
saw that.
It's hilarious.
I was starting to listen. I was going to listen to one of his episodes.
Also, the Nets currently hold the 6th seed in the East. Just saying.
I know they aren't a scrub. I'm just saying.
I was just going to say the Nets are like low key coming up.
And there's a lot of argument that Dinwiddie, who's their star player this year, should be an all-star. He got snubbed. He's one of the people who got snubbed.
Yeah, but who would you replace?
Yeah, he has been.
Surprise alert! Brooklyn number 4.
This just changed. No. Number 4, once again, Oklahoma City. Just
Not moving up, not moving down.
Just can't seem to encourage them to move up in my standings. Winners
You just
of
think these next 3 teams are better?
yes. Well, number 3 was last week's number 1, Milwaukee.
Oh,
They
Wow.
They lost last week. I can't remember who, so let's quickly look it up. They lost to the Bulls, 103 or 112.99. So
Ooh.
no, wait, that's the Magic. Sorry,
Oh,
they
jeez.
lost to the Magic, even worse. So obviously, this is my top 5. It's gotta be winners, and if you lose to the Bulls, or Magic,
Well, they lost to the Magics.
yeah. So if you lose to the
lose
Magic,
either one of them.
yeah. So that means we'll have a new number 1, but the new number 2 is the 76ers of Philadelphia.
Oh.
Moving on up.
They look really good with their new tradee, I'm going to call him, because I can't think of his name.
Tobias Harris.
There you go. Tobias Harris, winners of 2 straight, 6-4.
And he's played really well in each game.
The starters, I believe, are averaging like 20 points a game, except one, Ben Simmons, in the 2
like
games.
Tobias Harris would be one of those money ball players. Like, I feel like his value and what he gives you is greater than what he demands financially.
I still gotta watch the movie.
I just feel like he'd be someone people are all about.
Yeah.
Dinwiddie as well. Like low names that don't require a lot of finance but give you a ton of payback.
How did Moneyball not? Did Moneyball make our bracket for?
No.
How
I don't
did
think
that?
so.
I think we need to redo this list.
No.
No, we're happy with Rudy.
We're happy with it. That bracket will live on forever.
Yeah, just like Rudy.
And the new number 1 is the Golden State Warriors.
Back on top.
Do I really have to explain why?
No, they keep winning.
Winners of 4
At a
straight,
ridiculous pace.
9-1.
It's just not fair.
Yeah.
They have too many good players. I think
Who leaves for Golden State?
I
after
think
this year?
Cousins is just so stupid.
Who leaves up? Do you think they sign Cousins?
I think Cousins and Thompson are gone.
I
After
think
this
Durant
year.
stays.
Durant is allegedly going into the Knicks.
Yeah, I know, but I think it's fake. I think Durant and Curry will be together.
You think the Knicks put out promotion with the Knicks player going against Durant? It's not like subliminal messaging.
There's no way they know he's going to the Knicks already.
You don't know
So
that.
yeah, you're being ridiculous. I'm done with your segment. I can't do the conspiracy shit.
Apparently didn't rile him up enough. Sorry, Corey.
Oh, you did. He's just done.
Yeah.
Just,
Ah.
well,
Brings us right into college, the amateur
college
basketball.
Amateur.
good stuff.
I've been waiting for this.
We're not getting into it yet.
Ah, damn.
We got a lot to cover before that.
I want to see someone get riled up.
I have not looked at Stefan's.
I haven't either, but I just know I won't agree.
Good. Glad. So anyways, Pick'em happened again. Another great week for myself.
Better than Kevin's.
2-3. Made up a game on Kevin. Coming in hot.
I think Corey is the first one to go 5-0 too.
I think Kevin actually got
Cocky.
a little. No, he got a little scared. That's why I think that you guys have a lot of the same picks.
I picked first, by the way.
I know.
Okay.
I just want to say, I
think you're
remember.
scared.
Hold on.
I think
hold
you're
on.
scared.
No,
Let's be
before we
honest.
go to this next week, I want
Right now.
to mention though. Last week, I don't know if you guys remember this. I sat there and I said, "This is either going to be a really great week or a really rough week." Unfortunately, it was the first.
Games that I picked. That was not good.
Yeah, lesson learned. Don't pick the same as Stefan.
It's rare that road teams win, but out of our 5 games, 3 of them did.
Mm-hmm.
And that was huge for me because I was nervous because I was like, man, I'm really banking on road teams pulling through. And
I watched the Dayton, Rhode Island game, and yeah,
Dayton crushed them.
wasn't even close.
No, I watched the Duke Virginia game.
Fuck the A-10. They only got one team in my tournament, by the way. No.
Couldn't tell.
So yeah, we had Villanova at Marquette. Marquette prevailed.
Howard had a big game.
I mean, Marquette's real deal. They just can't beat St. John's. So as long as they don't play St. John's in the tournament, I see Marquette as a legitimate title contender. Much as Corey hates to hear me say that.
Yeah. There's 7, folks. There's 7 teams that can make it.
Kevin went with Villanova, the only one that was one of many losses this week.
It was a 1-point loss. I'm not mad about that one.
Yeah, that was.
Moving on to Houston at UCF.
He doesn't care.
UCF let me down. Thought they could pull the upset at home.
You didn't even think that, really. You
I
just
did.
wanted to go out.
I wanted the upset. I thought they could pull the upset at home. Houston,
Too good.
no, they're not that good. That's the problem. They're like Buffalo. They're not that good.
Well, they beat Cincy. You said you would believe if they beat Cincy.
Let them beat Cincy
Do you
one more
think he
time.
listens to himself?
Who else they got? They got somebody else in there. Is it just UCF and
UCF, Cincinnati.
UConn?
yeah, no. Moving on. You guys got that right.
Well,
Louisville
Corey
at
got
Florida State.
everyone right. So
Well, just want to let everybody know. Louisville at Florida State. Florida State, you sons of bitches.
You hate Florida State.
I do. I
Yes.
don't like them.
I think they're solid.
I don't like them. I thought Louisville was kind of hot.
They were.
Not so hot anymore. Cooled down a little bit. Kevin also jumped down with me, so that was poor decision making on Kevin's end. And the second of many losses this week for Kevin. Also a second of a few losses for me. Moving on to our 4th game. Dayton at Rhode Island. Fuck the A-10. Dayton won this game.
I was trying to throw some different.
Yeah,
kinda
okay.
games out
Yeah, I
there.
get that. It was cool.
yeah, you
But-
threw some more different ones this week too.
I know, and you got rid of quite a few of them.
That was Steph. And
Because I was going to pick them all the same.
Oh, we were all
yeah.
gonna be the same.
He literally picked almost the only game I think he picked differently was the Kentucky-Tennessee game.
Mhm.
You guys picked every single one. So then, there was a few that
So that's why the NC State Syracuse game got added.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I threw it because I knew he'd bite on
I don't. We'll get to that.
that.
Anyways,
I struggled with that one.
That game's going to be like 25-21 final
Yeah.
score.
That's basically what.
It won't.
It's gonna be bad
NC State scored 24 points in a game.
against Virginia Tech.
Who held Syracuse to 50?
Okay. So they're both garbage.
They're-
NC
They
State.
both have awful
Have you
offenses.
Have you actually watched NC State?
No, I don't need to. You scored 24 points in a game.
All they do is run. They're gonna score on Syracuse.
24 points in a game.
I bet you they score 75.
24
or more.
points in a game.
I bet you
Ooh.
75 or more.
Ooh, bring out the bet book.
What do you want to bet?
6-pack of whatever beer you want.
Down.
Bet board.
Write it down.
Down.
Bet board.
75.
NC State
So they
scores.
got to score 75.
How about
or more.
over? I'll go over. 76 or
76.
more.
Ooh.
Oof. Hold on. Now no.
I can't give you beer out there. Otherwise, I would bet you.
Just gonna look and see how many times lately NC State has scored.
I just know I've seen them 4 times. I like their offensive style. Yeah, they ran into Virginia Tech, but
Virginia Tech ain't that good. Sorry.
Oh. Go ahead.
But yeah, Rhode Island sucked ass. Moving on to the game of the week.
super pumped for this game and kind of let down.
Was it as good as the first one?
No.
No, not even close. I didn't get to catch any of it.
Duke was on fire from 3, and
Yeah,
that just
they
put the
started
game
off
away.
5 for 5.
Really?
Oh, yeah, I remember seeing that.
Just put the game away. Virginia was just in
But,
fight mode.
Virginia was still hanging with
Yeah,
it.
they were in fight mode, and I just feel like they used a lot of energy just to even crawl back, and it just wasn't. It was too much.
Too much.
But they did not, since it's not on our thing, just last night, they got a nice lead on North Carolina. North Carolina did the same thing, mustered all this energy, made some threes, got ahead by 5 at one point, and then Virginia did actually come back and pull that game out in North Carolina, in Chapel Hill.
I am.
Big win for Virginia.
Do we think that with Duke sweeping the series, that they kind of have a stranglehold on the regular season title?
They have a stranglehold on the whole country.
No, stop.
Stop.
Gonzaga already beat them.
And Syracuse.
Yeah, Syracuse
North-
too.
I want North Carolina to beat them once this year, just to say that's probably the first team all 3 of our teams have beat.
Right.
One.
And then watch them win the championship.
Do you
Corey had a marvelous 5-0 week. Kevin
gain 4 games back?
and me 2-3. Still in the hunt. Corey much more in the hunt than I am.
Yeah, but I'm still 7 back. I need
7
a lot
back.
of.
You're
I
gonna
mean-
start changing up some picks. Just whenever he makes picks.
Yeah, but I don't want to
change
fall
them up.
further behind.
You gotta think
He's,
like Kevin.
he's gonna play defense now. I'm telling you, he's playing defense at this
Well, I
point.
got 2 different than him this
Yeah.
week.
Yeah.
I just need those 2 games then. The other 3 don't matter.
True. Moving on to this week, Syracuse at NC State. That is tomorrow.
Apparently, we have a bet, and just to give some frame of reference, let's see here. Louisville scored 76 against Pitt in their last game.
You mean
Why-
NC
Yeah,
State?
why are we talking
Oh.
about Louisville?
Oh, NC State. Sorry.
I was going to it. You have it up?
Yeah. So NC State beat Pitt 79 points. They then scored 96 in their loss to UNC, and then
They had 96.
24 to Virginia Tech, so that kind of balances that out. 65 to Virginia, 69 to Clemson,
That was bad.
77 to Louisville. I mean, you guys are pretty close with the 70. They got
The
77.
76 is a good point spread.
Yeah,
It's
77
gonna be a good
against
point
Notre
spread. They
Dame.
scored 77 on Notre Dame, 67 on Wake,
No,
86
yeah.
on Pitt, 82 on North Carolina, 87 on Miami, 9. And then you get into jump.
Yeah, let's not worry about the non.
Yeah.
But how I made my pick was I looked
My point is, NC State could score. I don't care what you say.
I don't care. I see a team score 24 points in a whole fucking game. That's not even a half. That's a whole fucking game. 24 points. You're garbage. my books. I'm sorry.
And yet you're picking them to beat Syracuse?
I'm picking them to beat Syracuse. They lost to Old Dominion. They lost to Buffalo. They lost to...
My point
But they
is
beat
NC
Duke.
State likes to run, and so does Syracuse. That actually might be a fun game to watch.
No, it wasn't going to turn into them just throwing up bricks. And neither. It's going to literally be 25-21.
No, NC State will end up shredding the
NC State.
zone.
NC State's got to make threes. They haven't really beaten anyone.
No,
They beat Pitt,
hence they're not ranked.
Clemson, Notre Dame, Pitt, and Miami.
In my opinion, it's more a 50-50 than a 72%.
Yeah,
I mean, Syracuse hasn't really beaten anyone but Duke.
I mean, they beat.
Am I right or am I right?
Arguably the best team in the country, though.
I'm not taking anything away from that win.
Because you're riding on that win.
It was a good win. I'm not riding on that
Gonzaga's riding on that win. They didn't beat anybody else.
They beat Clemson.
St. Mary's, stop.
win.
You played.
Our toughest competition in the WCC. We just beat by 40 points.
You got to play Tennessee. You got to play North Carolina. You didn't pull it out. You only beat Duke.
They also beat Auburn.
And you keep trashing Old Dominion. They're first in the Conference
Yeah,
USA.
I saw that today. As I was looking through to try to pick my 25
It's
spot.
still like
on
a
our
quad 3 loss. You played at home.
They're not bad.
It's bad.
It's not a bad loss.
Bad. That's a bad loss. Your only thing is that they're probably going to make the tournament, so you're like, oh, we lost to a tournament team. It's not that bad.
Well, Syracuse will be.
You don't leave fucking the dome all fucking all non-conference.
That's not true.
That is true.
They played Ohio
went to
State
Ohio
in
State.
Ohio State.
They're riding off that win and Duke's win. Ohio State and Duke wins are huge for them.
Ohio State hasn't even looked that great since then.
No.
So.
Yeah.
He was Notre Dame because
looked
that's
good early.
a quad 1 win somehow.
I mean, you guys. What? I'm not even gonna talk trash about Gonzaga because I need to make it to Final Four for a prediction. Right?
And we can't talk trash about North Carolina because they're actually playing good teams and beating them.
Most of the time.
Most of the time.
Anyhow,
we forget about that home blowout to Louisville.
Yeah. Hey, we made up for it. We went to their home and we beat them.
I mean, we'll find out just who Syracuse is. They got a nice tough stretch coming up.
Yeah, we will find out.
3 games. I think it's Duke, North Carolina, Virginia.
We found out who North Carolina is. They can't beat Virginia. I don't think they can beat Duke either.
When's that first matchup coming?
Soon. This week.
Is it?
No. Has to be next week because I would have added it if it was this week. That's why I put Army Navy because it was a
They always
rivalry.
play like right at the end of the season.
Yeah.
They always play one like earlier.
The only reason I put Army Navy is because it was a rivalry game. But apparently we all picked Army.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Yeah, North Carolina's got Wake Forest this Saturday.
Army was on the road too. I'm surprised we all picked Army.
I really didn't even look that much into it. I just didn't want to pick it.
Okay. Fair enough.
2:20. So next Wednesday they play Duke.
That's what I say.
That sucks because that means we kind of play them back to back. Oh no, we end with them March
I was going
9th.
to say,
Okay,
it's usually like one of the last games they play.
but we have to go to Duke 220 this.
Oh, it's so far.
Was it 7 miles?
Hey, the Chapel Hill fans don't show up in there.
They
No
can't.
one can.
All the tickets get bought out. It's not the fucking dome. They don't have
Well, I'm just
30,000
saying,
seats.
it's not a home game.
They don't have 30,000 seats to give up.
There's no fans. It's not like the Patriots playing in Atlanta, where it's a home game apparently.
Chapel Hill fans are all fucking cheap as shit.
I can only go when they play Syracuse. I don't travel.
I mean, North Carolina's got a decent end to their schedule. Wake, Duke, Florida State, Syracuse, Clemson, Boston College, Duke.
I'll take it.
Probably lose like 5 of them.
It's better than Syracuse's end. Here's Syracuse's.
Sorry, we all can't play the San Frans of the world.
Yeah.
San Fran's in my tournament.
I don't doubt it.
Let's see here. Syracuse, obviously, NC State. Then they go Louisville, Duke, North Carolina, Wake, Virginia, and then Clemson.
Some murderers, bro. Good luck.
It's not terrible.
They could escape with 2 wins and have 10 wins in the ACC.
Doesn't sound terrible.
Put you on the bubble like always if you do that.
Yes.
Did you see? I even tried to put your boy Ja in. You said fuck Ja Rule. I'm done.
It's because you all picked Murray State, I think.
Well, we did. But...
Yeah. Suppose that's what to do. Pick Murray State
Well, I
also?
thought you were going to pick them and then put in a replacement.
Oh, you're talking about... Oh, no, I picked against him, yeah. Yeah, I had to pick against him.
You like Austin?
I don't
like
think...
Austin P?
I just don't think Murray State...
Austin P didn't have an impressive schedule, let alone any impressive wins versus...
I wasn't impressed with either one of them.
I look at conference and I look at
I thought Murray State had more
shared games.
definitive wins.
Murray State, I think, lost to Jacksonville State, and Austin PA beat them.
This next game, I really think could happen. I almost didn't pick Buffalo.
Yeah, I was torn.
I
on
was
this one
really
too.
debating on taking Toledo.
Toledo at home.
Yeah, Toledo apparently is good this year.
They've been good. They've been decent.
And Buffalo is starting to show its cracks.
I strictly went off talent. Buffalo has a few players that can play on a national level, play against the best of the best, where I don't think Toledo has those players.
But it's home games. You never know.
Yeah.
You know how that happens. Home games, role players come out to play.
Next one, game of the week, easily.
Tennessee, Kentucky.
Kentucky's on fire. Tennessee's number one.
I think we'll actually see if Kentucky is
that on Saturday?
A good team.
You'll see if Kentucky rebounded from that embarrassing loss to Duke or not.
Or if they are who we thought they are.
Or if they are what Duke showed they were, yep.
That game's on Saturday?
2:12. No, 2:16.
2:16.
Sunday?
Yeah.
Saturday.
No, Saturday, yeah.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
And the next game,
Kentucky also has LSU this week too.
Dude, if you could beat Marquette 2 times in a year, you're gonna fuck
you
up
love
Villanova.
You better pick Marquette to win your fucking bracket. Villanova going into St. John's.
It would have been one thing if I took St. John's on the road, but St. John's at home, come on. It's a no-brainer.
ESPN's not fond of it.
It's a no-brainer.
That's because Nova has good.
They also haven't given St. John's love all year, so why? What's
I know, they haven't. St. John's actually has good players too. Should be interesting. We'll see what happens.
I like
if
it.
St. John's gets a win over Villanova and 2 over Marquette, do they make the tournament?
They still don't get love.
You don't think they get love?
They're not getting any love now.
And they have the 2 over Marquette, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty good. I mean, what else do you want them to do?
It's a good game tonight too. Kentucky.
Well,
LSU
Duke plays somebody tonight.
Yeah.
Duke Louisville at 9.
And Michigan State's playing Wisconsin.
Fuck Michigan State. Like trash.
I was going to throw that game in there if you guys all picked NC State. But there you have it. I'm going 5-0 this week. I'm feeling it. Feeling it. Making up some ground.
Don't you say that every week?
Yep.
Kevin has a bunch of 4-1s.
Yeah, fuck Kevin. What am I looking
It's only the second time I've gone below 500 this year.
I think, yeah, it's one of the few times that, oh no, they didn't go below 500. ESPN still remained above, going 3-2.
ESPN's gone below once this year that we kept track.
Some other college basketball news. Georgia. I think it's first ever 5-star recruit.
Isn't that crazy? Local boy.
Anthony Edwards.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like your only, like if you're like a smaller school, Georgia's smaller in basketball. But yeah, like you just need to grab those local guys. That's your best bet.
It is their best bet. I actually thought Georgia had a decent team this year. They don't.
10-13.
They're 10-13.
Oof.
I did pick them to beat Georgia Tech earlier in the year. You guys both picked Georgia Tech. Somehow Georgia won that game.
They have
one
one conference
one of their
win.
few.
They have one conference win?
Yeah, they're 1-9. What I wanted to say is,
They beat Texas.
They got Georgia has this kid. The only reason I picked Georgia in that game is because at that time I didn't know anything about Georgia Tech. They got this dude, Nicholas Claxton, who's kind of quietly a college superstar. No one's talking about him, but he's only a sophomore. And if he stays in school and they get this Anthony Edwards kid on top of it, Georgia actually could be something next year. So I'm kind of excited for it because this Nicholas Claxton kid is really talented.
Tell you what, next year I won't pick Georgia Tech over Georgia. Then we already talked about Duke sweeping Virginia for the season. They'll probably get one more chance to play, I'm assuming. More than likely, they'll.
Duke tends to not care about the ACC tournament. I don't know why.
I feel like if they don't. I mean, this is if they are 1-2, which we obviously know that. I mean, even the ACC right now. Okay, whatever.
Even the ACC right now, what?
I was just trying to see what the standings were.
Duke,
As
Virginia,
far as,
North
because obviously if
Carolina.
they're 1-2, then they would only be able to play if they met in the championship.
It just seems, I don't know why, but Krzyzewski's never cared about winning that tournament.
But I think even if Virginia would have to drop to like 4th to be able to play them in the semis,
Yeah.
I think.
Right now, Syracuse is a 5 seed.
I was looking at this when I was doing my thing, and I was surprised that Syracuse is 8-3 in the conference right now. But like Kevin was saying, they got a good stretch of games
They've
coming
got
up.
Murderers Row coming up.
So
Duke is undefeated on the road.
if they come to Gonzaga, that wouldn't be true. Wait till you guys come to Gonzaga. So yeah, I mean this. I think they'll probably end up meeting. I mean, obviously, it could be maybe any of those top 4 in the championship game for the ACC tournament. I think Duke will show up. I find it hard to.
Probably, according to you, any one of those 4 could win the whole.
Well, yeah, I mean, any 4 of them could win the whole thing. I'd even say any 5, top 5.
Stop.
Just kidding. Virginia Tech, maybe.
No.
Virginia Tech's got such a good defense, though.
They do.
Defense wins championships.
I never said that.
Anywho,
That's in football.
let's get into it. Let's get into this. Do I have some Steffantology music?
You need to create it.
Yeah.
I think you used
I'll do it.
to. Let me
I'm
check.
going to do a rap song. Come
What
up with
one?
it.
No, don't.
Oh, you want one right now?
No, I'm gonna come up with a rap. I'm gonna make
you're
a
gonna
rap
make
song. The future Steffantology. This is my top 5. Good enough, I guess.
What the-
But yeah, moving on to my favorite thing that I hate so much.
Your favorite thing.
Little Steffantology action. Getting close to the tournament here. It's time to start thinking about who's in and who's out.
Talk to me, Dern. Talk to me nice.
I'm not going to talk to you nice. So I've pulled up Joe Lenardi's bracket as well. It's my first time looking at Joe Lenardi's bracket. Seeing if we're on the same wavelength here.
Okay.
We're already off because I have the East and Midwest on the same side. He's got East and the West, so I don't even know how that stuff even works. If there's some sort of algorithm for how the
No, I just
or
think
it's the
it's
same
the
every year.
seeding.
I don't know how
I think it's
that
the
works.
seeding. You know how they give the number 1 seeds 1, 2, 3, or 4.
Right. So maybe it's like 1 and then the 4th best team,
Yeah.
probably. Yeah, that's probably what it is. But yeah,
Currently 10-9 right now. LSU.
You a murderer.
I'm actually not doing too bad. I got all 4 1 seeds right.
Whoa.
You got all 1 seeds right?
I did.
Oh, good job.
Did.
How about the 2 seeds?
I feel like your 5 seeds are a little off.
I'm not even mad at your 1 seeds. I don't care.
2 seeds. We got Michigan State, North Carolina, Kentucky, and Michigan.
Tough to argue.
I've got Michigan, Houston, Kentucky, North Carolina. So I missed one.
Holy shit.
You have Houston?
I do have Houston.
He hates him, but he just.
Yeah. But
I
he,
do
but he
hate them.
likes them at number 2.
Do like him.
Also, Syracuse isn't going to make the tournament, but he's got him at 10.
Yeah. Had to put him in. They'll find a way to fuck it up, though. I'm not worried about it.
Loyola, Chicago versus.
I wasn't far off, though. He has got Houston at 3.
Yeah. Let's look at yours. Fuck Lenardi.
All right. So my Midwest here.
Mhm.
Got
many
Tennessee as a
ACC?
1. Ohio State, Indiana, 8-9. Kansas State as a 5.
What makes Ohio State and Indiana viable options?
As far as
Like, do they have quad 1 wins? Like, why are they in? Does he have them in?
you just told me not to look at his bracket. So what do you want me to do? You want to look at his bracket? Or not
No,
want me to
no.
look at
Why?
it?
Why did you like him?
So I've got them in because they. Where are they?
I see.
Ohio State's
right there.
38 in the net. Indiana 47. No quad 3 or quad 4 losses. 4-8 quad 1. I mean, it's 4 wins. Quad 1 wins. Not bad. 2 and 3. Probably could have been better there.
I
Ohio
see
State
this,
also nothing really bad on their record. Got 4 wins.
And
Quad 1
a winning record against quad 2s.
and a winning
Let's see.
record against quad 2s. That's pretty much where I'm at with that.
All right. I just wondered. I know Ohio State and Indiana both been iffy.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm not huge on them, that's for sure.
Your favorite team as a 5 seed?
My favorite team is a 5.
Marquette.
Gotta go yours.
You have Marquette as a 5 seed?
I do. What's Drilling already got him at?
Not even ranked.
What do you mean not even winning?
Just kidding. I don't know where they
Right
are.
there, 3 seed.
No.
It's got him up higher than I do. I've got Kansas State, New Mexico State. New Mexico State's,
Super solid, but they always have a good record out of that conference.
yeah, they're going to win their conference more than likely. Louisville is a 4 seed. Davidson coming out of the 8-10.
Oh, your buddies, Ole Miss, they made it.
They were
Really?
they barely just made it out of a playing game.
Mm.
It was a close one. Purdue 3 seed. Northern Kentucky, their conference winner.
Yeah, but dangerous.
Iowa, Minnesota, Michigan, Radford.
Minnesota.
East. That's where I got Marquette, the 5. Virginia, number 1 team. Oklahoma, Alabama, 8 and 9 matchup. LSU is playing tonight. It's a 6 seed. Virginia Tech, 3 seed. Cincy making it in at large bid, 7 seed. North Carolina
Interesting matchup right there if that were to happen. Cincy, Clemson.
would be interesting.
Boring game. Looking at probably 40-20.
I like it. It's my kind of game. Moving out to the West, we got Gonzaga. It's your number 1 seed. Texas and St. John's, your 8-9 matchup. Washington, Pac-12 champions,
Getting upset by Kevin's team, Wofford.
coming in with the 5 seed.
I'd be torn if
5-12
I had to pick.
upset. Wisconsin with the 4 seed. Buffalo getting a 6 seed. Your favorite team, TCU, snagging an 11 seed. Michigan State with a 3
Do
seed.
you want to know why I don't like TCU?
Jamie Dixon.
Oh, I like Jamie Dixon. Okay. Why? I thought you had a better guess.
Because the albino guy.
No, my cousins are albinos. Because I hate Andy Dalton and he's fucking from there.
You love Andy Dalton. Shut your mouth. Michigan State's a 3 seed. Definitely trending downwards. I think Joe Lenardi. He sells them as a 2 seed. I don't know why.
I love me some South Dakota State.
South Dakota State. What's that guy's name?
Yeah, he's one of
Mike.
the best players in the nation.
Yeah.
Haim,
No,
something like that.
it's like Dom or something.
Dom.
Yeah. Dude's ridiculous. Auburn making it as a 7 seed. Auburn, I'm not very fond of. They're like 0-6 against quad one.
I know.
And it's just
I was all about Auburn this year, and they just aren't it.
Like, they don't have any bad marks, but they just didn't get any good wins. So, like, I don't know.
If they were a 7, it'd be take a special 10 for me to have to
Pick against them.
Yeah.
UCF probably wouldn't do it for you. Houston coming in as my 2 seed in the West.
Montana in again, huh?
Montana.
They always make
Doing work.
tournament.
Moving out of the South, we got Duke as the 1 seed, Mississippi State,
Your favorite.
and Butler.
I
8-9
know who
matchup.
you're taking there.
Mhm. This is an interesting 5-12 matchup. Villanova Lipscomb.
I'm not about the Lipscomb, but
Not
did
jumping on
Lipscomb beat
Lipscomb?
Nova earlier in the year?
Did they? I think they did. Was
Isn't
that one of their losses?
Or was that one? What's that one team that
Lipscomb
was
did
hot?
Lipscomb did beat somebody.
What was that weird? Was it Radford that was like ranked at one point? What's that weird team that was hot early and
No, it
beating
wasn't
ranked
Radford.
teams? You know who I mean, though.
It was some team that did you jump on their bandwagon, Kevin? You had them like in your rankings and everything.
Looking.
Yeah, I would have to look at Nova.
They
who
beat
lost
TCU 73-64. They almost beat Louisville 72-68.
Oh, Lipscomb lost to Belmont both times, and you don't even have Belmont in.
Yeah.
Okay,
Actually, I do have Belmont, and they won their. I don't have.
they're gonna win their division,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
They're winning their division right
Yeah.
now, so I put them in.
Why does even the AP poll likes Lipscomb?
Yeah.
Why do they? I don't see what they beat.
SMU, TCU.
TCU.
Tennessee
Beat
State.
Louisville, that's why.
That's about it.
Yeah, they lost to
Vermont.
Clemson and Louisville.
I think it's just because they're 20-4.
Yeah,
Yeah, but there's
they're just rolling through their conference basically.
yeah, but like New Mexico State, I believe, is 20-4.
But this team was like good last. Like they didn't they make it? I feel like they made the tournament last year.
Yeah, I think they made it to the Sweet 16.
They've got like all these like white boys and they just like
Yeah,
shoot
no,
and
I
play
know.
like really well.
They can play.
So I think it's just building off what they did last year basically.
All right.
Nevada, Belmont. There you go.
That's actually an interesting game. If it were
Texas Tech will be playing a playing game. Iowa State coming in a 3 seed.
Oh my God.
Florida State, Syracuse 7-10 matchup.
Loving it.
That wouldn't happen, though.
Why?
They don't face off two conference teams
Sure,
in the
it
first
does.
round.
No, it happens.
Not in the first round.
Yeah, it does. And here's your playing games. Last 4 teams in. I got Temple, Murray State,
That's fair.
UNC Greensboro.
Last year,
St.
Lipscomb made the tournament as a 15 seed and lost to North Carolina 84-66.
Okay, so it wasn't last year. Maybe they I think they were like giving them a run in the beginning, and then they got. blown
That
out.
explains why I've seen him.
Yeah.
I was like, I know I've seen him.
But yeah, there you have it. The old Steffantology.
God, how is St. John's 5-6 in the Big East?
We're all wondering.
It's a good question. Wish I could wrap my head around it.
Kind of moving on to Kevin's favorite topic.
Dun dun dun. I don't have much to say, so
Good.
I didn't watch it, so you'll have to explain.
I won't make it
everything.
too long. It's a more sped up version of football. I mean, they had a bunch of big hits, some low scoring games, shutouts.
I heard it's basically a developmental league for the NFL.
Hey, it entertained me. Trent Richardson had a big game. Come back. I mean,
By big, you mean he only averaged, I read, 3.4 yards per carry, but he did have 2 touchdowns.
Yeah. I like the fact that they have the officials mic'd up, so you can hear them during like the instant replay and stuff. And there was one call that didn't get overturned by instant replay, and even the ref sat there and said, "Hey, that should have been overturned." Like, so you hear the little things like that. What else was there? Their app is interesting where you can actually see like the game live in a digital form where the players move and stuff. Very quick pace, no commercials. We didn't get to see the onside kickoff, which is
No
basically...
commercials because they don't have to break after scores because there's no kickoffs.
Well, the thing also about that is it was designed that way. So they have commercials, but they're not commercials. You know how the NFL sometimes does that box and box thing?
Yeah.
That's how they do it, but it's a lot more quicker of a process. They don't show actual commercial breaks until quarters and halftime end. So
do you think the AAF is going to take off? Because we have this league, and then we have another league coming in next year too.
We'll see what happens with the XFL. Well, actually, there's a couple of other leagues too, but I think this one's going to gain some traction just because it doesn't technically have the NFL background, or let me rephrase that, the NFL backing, but it's got the NFL background. A lot of people in this league are from the NFL. All the players used to play or were players that got cut, and I'm all for players getting a second chance with a different type of league style. I feel this is a good spot for the NFL because they can see if the rules work in a professional setting and then steal from that, basically. I give it a shot of lasting just based off of I felt like it was more of a football game. You know, there were a lot of big hits in the game that didn't get flagged, and I think a lot of fans appreciated that. You got some highlights off of it. It wasn't like terrible football like the XFL, the first iteration was. So,
well, I'm hearing big hits. Was there any concussions?
I don't know, but I do know the quarterback's helmet popped off on one of the hits. So.
Yeah, I know. I heard.
I definitely see it gaining traction just based on it's on the NFL Network next week, and I feel like this is gonna turn into the NFL's minor league system.
That's what I heard.
So
it's basically a developmental league for the NFL.
They can try new rules, new technologies, stuff you don't.
I heard the replay system is something the NFL should adapt.
Yeah.
It's quick, and you can hear what the refs are talking about, I heard.
Mm-hmm. And then, what was it? Well, it's all on the field, too. Like, the video men are, like, in between plays on the field, like, up close in the huddle. You can hear what's going on, what the quarterback is saying and stuff. I think the quarterbacks are mic'd up. So, it's definitely interesting. I like it. I'll watch again. Go San Diego Fleet. Your hot shot scored 38 points, Stefan.
Who are the hot shot?
Arizona.
Arizona, that's right. That's my team.
Okay.
Got gear on the way.
Perfect.
I'll wear it for next episode.
Hey, they have starter stuff. I wonder if they have the starter jacket.
They got starter jackets?
Yeah.
Moving on to another riveting
To
segment.
the actual NFL?
We have something before that.
Oh, sorry. To the actual NFL. Ricky Williams.
Ricky Williams. Sticky Ricky.
I'm going to give you guys a minute to talk about this.
Stefan's bathroom break time.
Hopefully you'll be done by the time I get back.
Yeah, when do I get my bathroom break, though?
You had your chance. How far are you all caught up? I didn't watch last night's episode.
I did, but it was that lame episode where
Review.
they just review what they've done all year.
All right.
Boring. Yeah, I'm all caught up.
I'm a little disappointed that Tom got vetoed, or the...
Yeah. This season in particular has been crazy in the fact that the best player really is getting voted out every week.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen another season, celebrity or otherwise, where they attack the number one target and actually get them out every week.
I mean, if you were to say the top 2 contestants left are Ricky and Lolo.
Lolo, yeah, and they're on the same team.
Yeah.
So I think one of them is going next.
And then what was it?
How Candy made it to the finals and Dina is beyond me. But
I'm hoping they don't get voted out. That's all. Like, one of those two has to win. Otherwise,
yeah, they do. Because if Tamar, Candy, or Dina win, I'm not interested.
I mean, Tamar should definitely not. I mean, if you were to take any 3, it would be Tamar just because she won something.
Right.
Dina just looks like a lot.
Dina can't win a comp. Candy can't win a comp.
Mm-hmm.
Ricky, I don't even think has won a comp, but he's always competitive.
Mm-hmm.
And Lolo wins. Really, Lolo's the most deserving left.
Yeah. But no one's going to vote her because... Or are they?
I don't know
because
if anyone has the balls to vote her out and fears that she'll kill them.
But the judges, they might have like bodyguards next to them when they're voting. Like,
I loved hearing her talking about her being single, and I was just thinking, do you know why? Have you watched Big Brother yet?
Just watch yourself. Yeah, she's definitely intense and scary. Like,
yeah, when Joey had his exit interview and talked about her, it was hilarious.
Mm-hmm. And it was accurate from what we've seen too. Like, I'm just glad it wasn't like a broadcast thing. I guess it was like a everyday occurrence. So they just had like their choice of what to put in. When's the season finale? Friday or Wednesday?
Tomorrow.
Wednesday.
Tomorrow. Yep.
Okay. So we got that.
So we'll have to talk about that. I'll be curious who does win.
Yeah.
Like we said, I mean, my guess would be Lolo or Ricky, but we'll see.
And the winner of the HOH this week gets a veto, or gets to knock 2 players out, right?
Right. Big HOH this week. Did you see the competition? You didn't, because you didn't see this episode.
And it's got to be Lolo. Lolo can't play, right?
Can't compete.
Yeah.
So they showed the start of it, but I didn't finish it. So this competition is where they have to, on one end, they have to build a puzzle, and then they have to swing to another end and hit the button to get more time to swing back. That game that they do a lot.
I was glad they brought the dice game back. I missed that last year.
Yeah, I know. Last year I felt bad because Fessy was actually good at it, but they kept on going at him.
Yeah.
And this year they did the same thing to Tom.
Mm-hmm.
If you're good at it, they just gun for you.
Yeah. And that's it for Celebrity Big Brother.
That's it. It's a wrap.
That's the whole thing.
You're welcome.
Moving on to some more important NFL news.
Just us.
I'm still here.
I didn't know the details of Kareem Hunt's deal, but he has signed a 1-year, $1 million contract with Cleveland Browns.
And they know that he's not eligible until December.
Well, that's not official.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I haven't seen any official.
He's on.
So he may not even play. So they just want to hold the rights to him.
He's on the exempt list now. Projection is being 10 to 12 games, coming down as a suspension, is what Schefter is saying. But we won't know until after the draft, I guess.
My big question is, Nick Chubb was really good for you. Why?
Why not?
If you have a chance to add Kareem Hunt, I mean,
the
why not
GM
have 2 great running backs?
Is he good or product of the system?
We'll find out.
Well, you also got to realize the GM is the same guy that drafted him at Kansas City. So,
Speaking of Toledo, that's where he came from.
So obviously he liked him.
all's forgiven.
And then some bigger news. Is it really news though? I mean, we kind of all knew this was coming.
That's why I had to put in quotations.
Antonio Brown posted a nice little Instagram video saying he's out. He's officially
and then
demanded a trade.
Schefter reported he officially demanded a trade.
And now it's all on the
Bye-
Pittsburgh Steelers.
Bye Killer Bees. It's done. No
Killer,
Bell.
No, Killer Bees.
No Bell, no Brown.
More money,
But
more.
we all.
Still got Big Ben. Got Juju Smith.
Where do we all think Bell was going? Did we say?
Eagles. But they didn't get Kareem Hunt, so now he's got to go to the
Texans.
Eagles.
I think he's going to the. I think he's going to the Jets.
Texans.
Eagles
Oh,
won't
and the
spend that money.
Texans.
Eagles. Everything I read, Eagles got more and more cap space issues, so he's not going there unless they get rid of a lot. Mostly Nick Foles.
Maybe Brown will go to the Eagles.
Like I just said, we don't have a lot of cap space.
Sorry. I don't know if you guys heard the bang, but Stefan just went from 6 to midnight. You aren't getting Brown.
We might get Brown. Listen, we pull some tricky shit. Remember when we got DeMarco Murray?
I want Brown.
Nobody expected. Nobody even knew we were even in the hunt for DeMarco Murray. All of a sudden, boom! DeMarco Murray's on our team. Never know. Anything can happen. Might just trade Wentz for him. I don't know. Keep Nick Foles.
Maybe Foles for him. Then you have a predecessor to Big Ben.
Yeah.
No.
Anywho,
Brown will be on the Niners.
that's-
Read the board.
That's about it for the
Oh, wait.
NFL. Actually,
No, there was one more thing. Kyler Murray officially declared for the NFL.
He did. He's.
Which last week, this guy said he wouldn't.
I think it's still a dumb move for him. He's not going to make it as an NFL quarterback. It's just not. He's going to fade out.
Just not. It's just fact. Yeah.
He's going to fade out.
Eh.
He's going to fade out.
Fade out faster
Nothing.
than Baker Mayfield.
Too small. It's not good.
He's not good.
Couldn't get it done.
He's not Trubisky. He's better.
It is not even close to being as good as Trubisky.
He's better.
No.
What's funny is a lot of people think he'd be a good fit for New England.
No.
Well, we already know Belichick can win with Matt Castle, so Kyler Murray would do this fine.
All right. Done with this Kyler Murray bullshit. Moving on to a little bit of UFC review.
How'd that go this week for everyone?
Woo.
You had 2 perfects.
Yeah, I know.
It's not even fair.
I meant like 2 perfect. Like you went perfect in college basketball, and then
I didn't go perfect.
you picked all the right people.
No, he didn't.
Oh, you picked one wrong.
Yeah.
All right. I don't pay attention to that much,
Close.
Yeah.
but I am beating a one Mr. Ben.
Are you?
I forget his last name.
Yeah. Friedman.
Yeah, that one.
Which is kind of your main goal, right?
Yeah, that is my only goal, actually.
do you want to say something so I can play it when we talk about UFC 235?
All I have to say, Ben, get used to looking up from the bottom. I've been there. I know the feeling. It's rough. This is my time to speak. Let me speak. It's a long year, but you'll be on the bottom for probably the entire year.
Wow.
Enjoy. Now you can speak. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, buddy. I got to kind of compare you to Mike Tyson here. The whole bully on the block, intimidating us, thinking you're the champ. Someone finally stepped up and knocked you out. Now look at, none of us are scared, man. It's over for you. Look at how Mike Tyson's career went after the loss. Awful.
Retire.
Once you knock out the bully, it's over. So I don't see a lot of good things in your future. I mean, Steffan's beating you. Jeez.
It's a fact. It's
So,
a fact.
Get it together, man. Get it together.
It is a fact. And we won't listen. If you want to, gracefully bow out of this, we will allow that. And no hard feelings. No hard feelings.
This is gonna be good.
Now we can go into reviewing what happened.
I just
Kevin is speechless.
I feel like you guys rehearsed that. Like, I'm surprised. Like, oof. I was overcome with emotion. Stefan is found someone that he dislikes in a fantasy competition that is not me. So I'm speechless. All right. So I watched the 3 of the 4 fights that actually happened. Whitaker, Gaslam. Whitaker had some issues with his intestines, including a collapsed bowel. Basically, if he got punched or kicked in the stomach, he would have died. So had some emergency surgery Sunday to fix that. I believe 6 to 8 weeks is the recovery time, but you never know with injuries. Jim Crute versus Sam Alvey was the first fight. And I believe Alvey, what was it, KO in the first round by Jim Crute.
Got the KO on the first.
Alvey, I believed it was a early stoppage by Goddard. He gave him the thumbs up that he was okay, and that's when he stopped the fight. So he probably could have stopped the fight earlier. I can see where he's coming from, but I was looking at the fight and I was like, oh, it's about to be stopped, and then it got stopped. So
that was Steffan's money making fight right there too.
Yeah.
That got him the 2 points.
Nope.
That's the big one for me.
Gave him the early lead, but Corey said no with Montana De La Rosa versus Nadia Kasem. De La Rosa with the submission in the second looked strong the whole fight. Kasem was not there. You can tell she's newer to the fight game, giving her first loss. Ronnie Yahya, excuse me,
Yeah.
and Ricky Simon. Simon with the decision win looked impressive most of the fight. I wasn't too. Did you catch any of these fights, Corey?
I only watched the one you're talking about right now and the Adesanya, or we'll just go with Anderson Silva fight.
Stylebender versus Silva.
Yeah.
I did not catch that fight because my stream may or may not have been illegally watching the fight, and it decided to freeze. So
It actually, to be honest, Anderson Silva gave a good account of himself. You can just tell he's old. Like, his reflexes weren't all the way there, and even his striking, which was always really explosive, wasn't. You could see in the fight his mind was thinking, and he was ahead of what is his name? Adesanya. He was mentally ahead of him, but he physically, his body can't do it. I kind of felt bad for him in a sense, but what happened is what I thought would happen. I didn't think Adesanya is good enough to knock Silva out, but I didn't think Silva was good enough to win at this point.
yeah. And there was one other fight. I was gonna make you guys do that. I just felt it wasn't fair since it happened so last minute. So we only had the 4 fights, and we obviously already had the Ben throwdown. Next fight card, pay-per-view wise, is coming up March 2nd. It's a big, exciting card. A lot of big names on here: John Jones, Tyron Woodley
Robbie Lawler, Cody Garbrandt, all big names.
Ben Askren, also big in the MMA circle. So Tisha Torres, I kind of know her. But so obviously one of the better pay-per-views coming up this year. I would probably put that in the top 3 this year if it stays together, of course.
Yeah, I always make my picks early and then I'll change accordingly.
Yeah. And then there was... Where'd it go? I have so many things. I gotta get rid of some of these.
Moving on to
Hold
the
on.
best topic.
Hold on. I got it.
We're not there yet.
No, I got it. It's time for Corey's NASCAR update.
Not yet. Third time.
All right. We recently had the Daytona duels. And then that led to the third Daytona fight where the top people in the 2 duels get to battle it out.
There was fights? What?
Yeah, it was exciting. Anyways, Jimmy Johnson won his first race in a long time and won the Daytona. I want to say crash, but it's not called that. It's like smash or something.
Smashed.
Crash, smash.
Yeah. Jimmy won it.
And dash.
He actually had to. There was a lot of controversy. He caused an accident to get the win. He obviously was very hungry for a win because that's really unlike Jimmy to force contact. But he did so. That's really all I have to say on the lead up to Daytona. Maybe a couple factors you guys don't know is Jamie McMurray is available to race. It's the last race of his career, and then he will be doing commentating.
What?
He is a good Daytona driver, so he's a hot pick for a lot of people. That's really it.
Who
The
was
favorites in Vegas are Keselowski
that? 8
and
to 1.
Kyle Busch, and then Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin, by the way, did well
12 to 1.
in both duels. And that's about it. I'll let you guys make your picks.
Well, Steffan's first.
I don't know how we did it, if the champ got to pick first.
We went in order of how we finished last year, so
Yeah,
Stefan
so
gets to go
champ.
first.
It's on you, buddy.
Wait,
those
who is the champ?
2 asterisks really
You
irritate
two-time
me.
son of a bitch.
I've never been so angry at asterisks.
Oh man, it's a tough pick. I don't really, once you've done it twice in a row, I mean, where do you even start?
Anywhere. Clearly.
The field is yours.
The field is mine.
I'm trying to get you a quick little update on what some of the cars are doing.
I haven't even thought about like my strategy for this year. Just kind of winging it.
Why wouldn't you just go with the same strategy that keeps winning it every time?
Well, I don't even.
He
really
doesn't have a strategy.
All right, so in the last race that Jimmy Johnson won, I'll give you the top 5. Only 25 people, I believe, 20 qualified. The top 10 in each of the duels. Jimmy Johnson won. Kurt Busch came in second. Logano, Blaney, and Alex Bowman. Like we said, there's a young turnover happening in NASCAR, so that's why you get Logano, who did win NASCAR last year, and Blaney and Bowman at the bottom. Kurt Busch and Jimmy, old guys. It is called the Clash. The Clash. Jimmy Johnson won. The first duel was won by Landon Castle. What a stud!
Wow.
Dude never does anything. Keselowski, Harvick, rounding out the next few. And then the second duel was won by Kurt Busch. Austin Dillon, who won Daytona last year, came in second. Chase Elliott, Almirola, Denny Hamlin. Those 5 names are all favorites to do well at Daytona.
Well, before Stefan gives his picks, I want to pour one out for the Dinger. No longer driving.
Yeah, the
commentating
Dinger's
now.
done. Almondinger.
Really?
Yep. Couldn't get a sponsor.
There's to you, Dinger.
Quit playing with your dinghy.
With my first pick of the NASCAR season, I have chosen to go with a young gun, Alex Bowman.
Got Earnhardt's car.
I'm ready.
You think he's ripped and ready?
Oh, he's ripped and ready. I'm ripped and ready. 3P. Calling it right now.
I didn't come in second, so I'm just waiting.
Well, Dinger was going to be my pick, but he's retired, so...
Still pick him.
Let's go with... that one's a solid one. But he hasn't...
Suspense here.
Well, now I'm making sure he's not retired. All right. I'm going to try Corey's strategy and start slow. It works consistently, I guess. I'm going to go with Menard, Paul Menard. I believe he is... Let's see.
Can't wait to see your strategy this year.
I told you.
He's
This
going
year.
Bowman.
I'm going to sprinkle in scrubs with good drivers all throughout. There's not going to be just one way.
Let's see here.
So you're
Bowman
like, oh, damn, you
is
took a good driver. Oh, damn, you
25 to
didn't.
1.
Back and forth. So this year,
Menard
to
is...
start out, I'm going to take someone who had a really good year last year and came from open wheel racing, so he's very good on the fast tracks.
Almirola?
Eric Almirola.
Boom. All right, 12 to 1 favorite. I'm taking Menard, who is... Where is he? 40 to 1. And Stefan's taking Bowman, who is... I just had it.
16 to 1.
Where'd it go? 25 to 1. So, Corey going aggressive with his first race.
That was one of your...
I took a top driver right out the gate. So I'm going for it this year.
It's a legitimate strategy.
It's scary at Daytona because all the
Yeah.
good drivers crash.
So
That's
real
why I
question
kind of went
is-
with Menard.
I know. He'll place high because there'll be a huge wreck.
Menard has 2 top 5s, 3 top 10s, 3
Yeah.
top 20s, and a lap led.
Yeah, because he hangs out in the middle,
Yep.
waits for the big crash. And, whoop.
the real question is, will we see a third asterisk?
We don't know. We have a long season, buddy. All the way
Actually,
until
the
November.
real question is,
Will I ever see an
are we
asterisk?
excited about who's playing the genie in the new Aladdin movie?
No. I'm
Robin
not.
Williams.
And I like him too.
Robin
You don't like it?
Williams is.
I don't like Will Smith as the new genie.
Kevin?
Robin Williams is the genie to me.
Oh, you can't play it for the
That's
dead,
not my
dude.
problem. You don't have to remake everything.
Jesus.
Who would you replace the genie with? Would it be Will Smith though?
No, it wouldn't be Will Smith.
No. Yeah, it just wouldn't be.
Who do you replace him with then?
I would. What? Zach
Funny.
Galifianakis.
Will Smith isn't funny?
I need to find someone funny and quirky.
I would
can
like
talk
Zach
Vince time.
Galifianakis. I think he would make a good genie.
I need someone who talks really fast like Robin Williams and who's funny and quirky. The only actor I know that does that is Vince Vaughn right now.
That's all pretty
I
good.
feel like Galifianakis could have that dry humor. and
He
just-
could have the dry humor. But I don't know if like the contrast of the way Robin Williams did it with the really fast talking and Zach is really slow would be interesting.
Well, I've heard him fast, but I feel like it would be like, I don't know, just like you said, he doesn't have the high different voices.
Mhm.
But I don't see Will Smith with that either. So
And Vince Vaughn really doesn't have the high voices either. The voice inflections, I don't really know who's doing that. Nicki Minaj?
Cardi B.
Cardi B.
what's his face with the stick?
Let's go with a female genie. Have Nicki do it.
It's all about quality.
Well,
man.
everyone, that'll be the next remake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they did that Ghostbusters,
Mhm.
all female.
Yeah, and then it bombed, and they're like, oh, we're going back to this.
Bill, you gotta come out of your crypt.
What male actor does voice inflections?
Nobody really.
I guess Bill Murray maybe as just like himself as the genie. Like, I could see that.
The genie would be very sarcastic.
Yeah, no voice inflections, but still.
Adam Sandler.
Yeah, he does a lot. He does do a lot of voice inflection.
But he only does movies with his own company, so
I know.
Yeah.
It might be too goofy of a genie, too.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, whoopity-doo.
Whoop-de-doo.
I actually want to see him as a genie.
Let's start a Kickstarter. Make it happen.
Yeah. Let's do it. All right. That wraps it up for this week.
Ooh.
I'm more excited about the Lion King.
I think
Lion King's gonna be dope.
gonna be dope. All right. I won't argue. But when Aladdin starts flying around, singing "A Whole New World,"
Is that a top 5 Disney song?
easily a top 5
Really?
Disney song. Easily.
We might have to do a Disney bracket.
It's Disney song bracket.
I like Can You Think With All the Clothes of the Wind? That's my number one.
Pocahontas?
Yeah.
You already know my number one. I love this song.
You like Sebastian's song,
Kiss the girl.
Kiss the Girl.
You know you want to kiss the girl.
We know what we're opening with next week.
I mean, Lion King might have Hakuna Matata, and they also have, what's the other one? A Circle of Life. I mean, damn.
All right, we'll make a bracket. It's official. Making a bracket. Disney songs. Bracket
The
boys.
new age children, they're all about Let It Go.
Let it go, man.
Fuck that.
They're feeling it. Frozen's huge. Huge.
Isn't there a Frozen 2 coming out?
Yeah.
Shit.
Dumbo animated's coming out this year, too.
Dumbo animated. Well,
Yeah, I shouldn't have said
Not
animated.
animated.
Live action is what I meant. Live action.
exact opposite of it.
Exact-
Actually.
yeah.
you get what I'm
But the Lion King isn't live action. It's like just CGI.
saying. It's like,
It's Lion
because you
King
can't, what are you going
CGI.
to do? You can't do it. You can't make animals.
It's not cartoon.
No, I don't. I'm just saying. It's just Lion King CGI.
That'd be pretty cool, though, if they could, like, voice over it. And just have the animals just
Or
running
just
around.
like Homeward Bound it. Should have the line there and digitally make their lips move.
Can we get a remake of the Homeward Bound? I want to remake a Homeward Bound.
What's that dinosaur movie? Make that CGI.
Land Before Time.
Yeah, Land Before Time.
That was also solid.
They're animated.
Make it live
Live
action.
Live action.
Live
Live action dinosaurs.
What do you mean? They come to the fair every
Yeah,
year.
a whole bunch of fucking skeletons.
All right. A-Town,
Always cool.
keep it real.
Stay warm.
Corey never has a nice thing to say.
He used
Shake
to.
his head.
Till next week. We're doing it Tuesday?
Uh,
Trubisky